It's been few days now since the Panama Paper leak triggered global rage and in some cases, investigation. But the Nigerian authorities have remained silent over the involvement of some Nigerians. This is not going down well with this group who are claiming that the federal government should have probed the Nigerians on the list. They say until this is done, the fight against corruption by the government will be a mirage.
It is a global saga, and many countries are already using their domestic instruments to find out a lot more. In fact, in some of the countries, ahead of the facts being established or confirmed, some of the public officials are already resigning from their position of responsibility. I think it's important to realize that the matter of offshoring and tax havens have been an issue that Transparency International, which I am a co-founder of, had been working on for many years since our existence in the 90s.
The rights activist observed that the Panama Papers had shown how politically exposed persons and businessmen and women had for more than 40 years been hiding the nation's wealth in offshore tax havens at the detriment of the country. The CSOs wondered why the government had yet to comment on the leaks, noting that several governments whose nationals were fingered in the leak had either made statements for or against an investigation into the questionable tax havens.
One of the key issues that have been raised globally is for those who are entrusted with power to act in a way that do not undermine governance. And you will agree with me that Nigeria is one key country today that the issue of illicit financial flow is a big problem. As a matter of fact, the report that have shown that in the last 10-15 years, over $17 million have flowed out of the country. And that's a huge amount of money. And in the face of the challenge to get resources to sustain development in Nigeria, we thought that this Panama paper raises a number of questions that our government need to deal with. Our government should not be an exception. Other governments are already responding, and we thought that citizens, we must raise our voice in unity to demand this.
Despite the fact that we have each population, we have resources, as much as we have that, we also have a lot of resources flowed out of our economy. So we do not need to ask ourselves a lot of questions about why are we facing development problems. The development problems we're facing is also within these general practices that have become more perennial and should I say institutional, of corrupt practices of government officials and the likes, in depriving us, the development challenges. And I think it's high time we wake up from our slumber to really see the reason why we have to call the government.
The group challenged the government to align itself with the popular sentiment trending on the international space. The activists say the Panama revelations have come at a time that declining crude oil sales have nearly crippled the economy, and a crippling fuel crisis has subjected the average Nigerian to passing nights at fuel stations. They also pointed at the free fall of the naira against other international currencies and perennial power outages. Pius Samuel, PTV News, Abuja.